And we're live. Oh, we are live. Hey, Nick, good morning. How are you? What is happening? Just getting ready for work. Yeah. Do you have an early out today? You have to get to work early. Yeah. Fun times. Hey, Ken, what's going on, man? How are you? More surface here. Hey, Tony. Good morning. Here we go. Leave that until tomorrow. Tony. Whew. A little tired today. How's everyone today? Yeah, not too bad. No nothing critical at the moment, which is always good. Get ready to go to work in about another, hour. Yesterday was a pretty good day. Got a bunch of things accomplished, which is nice. Did a trail walk, did grocery shopping, wrote my article for our newsletter. That banged out fast, which made me happy. So, all good stuff. All good stuff. And how about you? Okay, that waits until tomorrow. But we are going to work on, pardon me. We are going to work on all the wheels and deals and fields. Ooh, actually, do I need to do any sanding here? Yes, I need to do sanding here. Before we get to the wheels, let's get to all the rest of this. Productive days are good days. I like being productive. I don't like being idle. I do not like being idle. I'm convincing myself I want to go to work. Yeah, of course you want to go to work. Wouldn't you want to go to work? Doesn't every American want to work? So every year you feel like you're making less and less, bringing home less and less. Come on, of course. Who doesn't want to go to work? People always think what their slides done on a kid, and then had my early birthday dinner at mom's. So it was a busy day. Sounds like that's nice. And how was it all at your mom's and everything like that? Everybody have a good time? So I've been having a very interesting premium Bandai experience. It was nice. My son's girlfriend came too, and she made me an awesome. Oh, that's nice. Oh, food was great, and it went well. That's all that matters. I love celebrating like that because that's what it is. It's about hanging out with people, having a good time. Yes. People had experience. Now the trouble starts. Yeah. Is it a premium experience? Yeah. It's just so P Bandai has a what they call it until the end of this month. That if you within a month, because they'll introduce all sorts of different models, crazy month releases and everything like that. So they're releasing if you buy models that are all shipping in within that one same month, you can get free shipping. So I put together my list and I'm looking at it and it's like nothing reaches their minimum number, which is like $100. Hey, Mike, good morning. Hope you're having a fantastic day, Mike. Fantastic. Hope you had an awesome weekend too. So I'm looking at the models that I really want to pick up. And you got one that's shipping in February, one that's shipping in January, and like two that are shipping in December. And none of them meet their criteria for free shipping. So then you start adding things in. It's like, well, maybe I'll pick up this thing too to kind of get to $100. And the next thing you know, it's like, why am I doing this? So there's one model that I am going to pick up. And there's a couple that another one that I was kind of interested in, but I'm going to skip on. And another one that was like, yeah, I'm just, again, not going to do that. I hate the ship. Yeah, but that's the way they've always worked. That's the thing. They've always worked like that. If this were unique to them, I'd be like, okay, this is unique, but it's not. They've always been like this. And it's the stupidest thing. It really is. It's like, think about it this way. Can't you guys just hold on to stuff so you make it easier for people? Because now every time I ship something, it's $10 of shipping, which is fine if I'm buying a couple $100. But if I buy one $30 model, it costs me $40. Okay. So anyway, I'm ultimately going to probably end up doing that because there is one model I do want. And yeah, go from there. But that means I'll be paying, the $10 in shipping just for that one model, but I'll get the one that I want. And for some crazy reason, Olivia Newton-John just popped in my head. It still sucks. I got like that too on my last one. Yeah. So, it's like I got two models. I was interested in these two models. And if it came to something like $89, well, you're short by $11, so you can't get free shipping. So then you start adding models in, but now it's like, now I'm adding $22 of something I don't really care for. Likely won't build. Yeah, anyway, it's the stupidity of P Bandai. So yeah, so I'll just be getting that one model. I'll be fine. All right, so now we're going to just grind away here. And I may actually hit this thing up a surface or two in just a second. So you get one model. There we go. Exactly. Oh, no, it was... God. I think it's from Greece. I think it's Greece, Olivia Newton-John. You may have to watch that again. That's such a fun film. It really is. A little dated in its attitude, but it's a fun film. Two kids coming from PBA. One ship's at the start of September, the other ship's mid-September, so they still got me. And should be on two kids. That's ridiculous. That's just, yeah. So there have been a lot of things I passed up on, which is actually the other part of this is actually I'm not too displeased by it because I'm going to go out on a limb and say it. Building Gundams has been less enjoyable. The more I snap together, it's like, okay, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. That's why I'm liking these things. These things have been super fun. I got dragged to Greece when I was in first grade. Dragged to it? Like the movie in the theater? Today's my weekend. Worked Saturday and Sunday this weekend. This morning, I'm hitting the airbrush. Nice. Mike, worked at UPS or worked at the store or both? There we go. That's looking good. That's looking better. It's tough sell for a 5-year-old boy. Yeah, but have you watched it since? Hold it. So, Peter, you've never seen Grease or Lethal Weapon. Okay, so interesting thing about Lethal Weapon. We'll get back to that in a second. Both. Well, Saturday, Sunday, just the store. Magic event. Yeah, nice. Full day event from that, I'm sure. So Mike's got nothing today. Nothing. So I got to tell you, Lethal Weapon. I'm gonna say this. It's gonna sound kind of odd. I think Lethal Weapon has been kind of the poster child for the loss of civil rights. And I know I'm going on an extreme here. So if anybody remembers the second Lethal Weapon film, at the end when what's his name? Hoping to have 2 bills, finish for pack on, 1 die cast, 1 plastic. Awesome, Mike. That's great. I'm hoping you get those done too. Mike, any word on judging or when's the classic plastic meeting? At the end of the second film, when you have the South African diplomat waving his, says, "You can't do anything to me. I've got diplomatic immunity," and he shoots him. I thought to myself, I remember still that scene, and it's so vividly in my mind. It's like, hold it, you just took justice in your own hands. I hate to tell you this, you're a criminal. Brock Glover ended civil rights. Brock Glover? You mean Danny Glover? What? I'll tell you. Yeah. That now they weren't the first ones. Obviously, you had movies in like Death Wish and the rest of them. But Peter, just I think about it, it's like when I've thought about like, okay, what movies do I want to add to my collection, right? And at one point, Lethal Weapon kind of came up as a, well, Mike, would I add lethal? It's like, no, none of them. I've not heard, but I suggested any interested party to reach out to PACON. I'm not 100% sure when their meeting is. Okay. Yeah, because I got to tell you, Mike, we're trying to, as we're trying to professionalize or at least try to improve the judging process, getting more experts involved so that it isn't a few people who do it all the work. You know, if we can get a couple people to kind of assist, it's going to be huge. Say Mel Gibson is a criminal. I'm not saying that out loud. I will say Danny Glover in the movie was. Yeah, Mike, I hope that makes sense because what we're trying to do, once again, is just trying to make it easier so we're not doing the mad scramble to find bodies to do judging. But if you get people in advance, the likelihood that you're able to have a better group of people and people who walk in and are prepared to judge, it's just a better way of doing things. I have no problem. I'm going to be seeing them very soon, so I will definitely do that. Brock Glover was a dirt bike racer. I'll take your word for it. Ray gets overprotective of Mel. Sounds like it, doesn't it? Anyway. To talk to my daughter yesterday. We actually had an opportunity to, you know, kind of do a Google Meet, doing the Google. Just to check in how she's doing down at right before she begins her classes today. She seemed like in pretty fine spirits. As my wife said, she's living her good college life so far. But she's loving it there. It's interesting considering that didn't kind of start that way. Easy there, Sugar Tits. Mel Gibson help free the Scottish people. I hate that film. That's another one. I hate that film. Scots should have been put even more firmly under the thumb of the Brits. Let's see if that sparks any controversy. God. I've never liked that film. I've never liked Gladiator. Ugh. But anyway, so today she begins her classes. But we had a good conversation. It was nice to just kind of catch up and just see how things are going. So what's interesting is sometimes you're thrust into a situation, right? So she had a bunch of schools that she was targeting, right? And of those schools, there were a couple things that she had some things that we never deciphered. There are things that she was looking for in a school that we were never able to decipher. But the one thing that she was looking for was one that had a dance team so that she can be part of a dance team and you know, do competitive dancing. Great. So we targeted a bunch of schools and we added, and we, primarily her mother, added a whole host to the list. Of course, she was like, no, for whatever reason, fine. So Quinnipiac was one of those schools that came up, and it's like my wife kind of suggested, said, you should apply here. My daughter kind of resisted a little bit. And then after, like, when she came down to like the final few choices, she was discouraged because she's like, I don't feel like I've gotten good choices. I probably should have broadened my search to things that you said, Mom. Correct. So she then, of those choices, said, okay, I'm going to go to Quinnipiac. And the funny part about it is, you never know what's going to happen from here forward, right? But her experiences so far, she's like, I made a great choice. She's really been incredibly positive about it. She's we asked her last night, so how's things going so far? She goes, things are going great. I'm really excited to start school. I've met a lot of people. This has been a terrific thing. It's a little small, I think is their only thing. I think she wanted to maybe go to a slightly larger school. But I think when everybody comes back today and the campus is packed because today's day one of school, I think her tune's going to change a little bit. I've never seen that one. I'm assuming that wasn't a parody. That was the XXX version of it. What do you call a Roman with a pubic hair stick? Oh God. Why do I have a feeling it may kind of go back to what Ray just said? She's enjoying it. The first week can be rough sometimes. Yeah, they haven't started classes yet. So right now, the last week has been basically party central. Gladiator. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ray beat you to the punchline before you even started the joke. Anyway, the moral of the story is that you sometimes go to a school, thinking that you know what's going on or what have you. And, you make, as my wife always said, wherever you go, it's up to you to make something of it. I'm here all week. Nice. That's still a parody. It is. I don't know. Did they make that movie? I could be wrong. It certainly sounds like something that, the porn industry would have come up with. Here all week. Sometimes things happen for a reason, right? Sometimes they happen for a reason. There we go. Bing. Anyway, Rule 34. It's the rules of acquisition. What's Rule 34? Anyway. So I've been thinking a lot about the little diorama for this model. I think I got some good options and thoughts, which I'm excited about. Just got to find figures now that'll go with it. Everybody's being quiet again. God, it's like it's a friggin' Monday morning or something. 1234 words exist. Then there's porn of it on the internet. I have no idea what any of that means. As if it exists, and there's porn of it. Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. And were these rules created? Hey, Dwayne, I'm half asleep and have been here 5 minutes. You all right, Dwayne? It's almost like Dwayne says, I must watch George. I wouldn't wake up for this. I wouldn't wake up for my own show. But part of this is just, this is part of my morning routine now. You do something long enough, feed the cats, empty the litter box, make lunch, make coffee, do a live stream, get showered, shaved, all that stuff, go out. Oh, a lot of kids wanted to start. We'll be here today, so I don't know what to do until it all arrives. Yeah. The internet rules. There actually rules on the internet? It's a great start, and I need to be up around now. Yeah. And by the way, I'm bringing this laptop with me today so I can actually do some replying to stuff that Dwayne has sent me. Dwayne, and I appreciate a lot of the text and emails this weekend. I'll take care of that when I get to the office. Best time for it. Today is an office day, which is great. I love doing personal work at the office. It's like the best time for it. Love that. I'm not kidding you guys. This is just the way they did this. So that they actually did this is the only time I've ever experienced undergating that worked well. Like there's a good reason to do it. Kids start school this week, and the extra 20 minutes for me is great. Yeah, that's awesome, man. So kids are fairly young, Dwayne. What levels are they in? Can't remember. Is your daughter in kindergarten now? Glad you attend to both ends of your cats. Oh yeah, well, someone has to. I run personal errands while at work all the time. Shh. I love when we're tasked for it. We need you guys to do more business. You guys got to drum up more business. Where's my marketing budget? I mean, we don't have one. What do you want me to do then? It is for, oh my gosh, she's in first grade. Damn. Yeah, it is interesting when I go to new areas every now and then. It's like I'll see if there's a hobby shop. Like when I went down to Southern Rhode Island at one point, about a year or two back, I hit up there's a paint store down that way. That was really nice. The guy was there. It's a train store. Really nice guy. Normally, when I go up north in the past, I would have stopped at Hobby Emporium. But I got to tell you, Hobby Emporium, as much as I like their collection, they don't offer a lot of the paints and supplies that I want, and doesn't always feel like the warm and fuzziest place to walk into. It's like it's almost like the old time stereo stores when people used to walk in and you got the person just or if you ever walked into like a Greek market back in like the 70s and people kind of look at you like if they don't know who you are. Tikani sedo. What are you doing here? Kind of like attitude. So it's pre-K, but they'll be at the same place. Oh, that's cool. I do like going into Hobby Bunker. Now that I understand that they've got a little bit more AK stuff there, that makes me happy. No, don't want to do that. Just in case I cut a little too short. The hobby shop I went to in Shenandoah, that was like that. Yeah. I just don't understand that kind of attitude. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, am I disturbing you? Mike and I, Forest Ghost Mike and I went to a shop down in I don't think was it Milton, Connecticut. Mike and I we met up a couple years back and we did this tour. We just kind of hit like 3 or 4 shops, just had a really nice time hanging out. Went to Akiba. Akiba is great. Very friendly people there. Extremely kind and curious people there. But we went to this one shop down in it was a traditional shop, and that was exactly the attitude. So it's a very small shop, jam-packed top to bottom, and at the counters at the far back. First of all, stupidest thing. Counters should never be at the back of a store. They should always be at the front of the store. That way you can greet people. Hello. Stupid business practices. But he's back there behind the counter. He's got 2 guys he's talking to, and they're kibitzing about whatever. And then all 3 of them kind of turned to look at like Mike and me. And it wasn't like a hello, how are you? Thanks for coming in kind of thing. It was like, it's like, even if I wanted something there, it's like, I don't think I want to buy anything from here. Oh, now they're okay. I see how it is. Well, like I was stopping the clerk from doing something. Yeah. Yeah, that kind of attitude, that kind of Basil Fawlty type of attitude that they take. Fuck that. I don't understand that at all. Never understood that attitude. No. God, now I got to watch that series. There we go. Or a pretty spicy take on Instagram, and it led into some great conversations. Really, really great conversations. As in, other people were like, "That's kind of how I experienced it," or did the owner maybe come across and just say, "I am really sorry that you had that kind of experience"? Maybe a combination of the two. I did so when I did the place down in the I apologize, I'm forgetting the name. The train and paint place down in southern Rhode Island. He asked me, he's like, we had a great conversation. And then he said at the end, he says, you know what, if you had a good experience, can you do me a favor? Can you just write a nice little Google something? I'm like, yeah. And later that afternoon, I got back and wrote a nice little write-up for him. Why? He deserved it. He walked around, we talked, we had a good conversation. That's what it's about. If you're going to, I don't understand the thought process behind, oh, brick and mortar is dead. It's dead only because you treat your people, your clients like shit. If the expectation is, well, it wasn't like this back in the day. Well, yeah, dude, things have changed. So what are you doing to make it better for them? Instead of becoming a crusty bastard, treat people well. Surprisingly enough, they'll want to buy from you. Oh, you're talking about something totally different. Okay, we change topics. Okay, got it. My spicy take was about judging. Judging. Oh. And what's so stinking about judging? I love judging. Yes, I don't like LED pen lights. You don't like LED pen lights. Interesting. You prefer cell phones? It's kind of foggy here. Up in your neck of the woods? Yeah, it's stupid. My car is 25 years old, does not require a check. Trying to make me give a check certificate. Oh, well, looks like I'll be calling the BMV today. Yep. E-check is stupid. What is e-check? Is that kind of like certification? I like lights. And I think for a guy who's having, his eyes are just require a little bit more light, be able to see a subject. I like LEDs. I like pen lights. Oof. A little roughness there. That's okay. Ultimately, no one's going to see any of this. Most of these teeth will be pretty well hidden once the tracks are done. But if they are out, environmental emissions. Oh, hold it. If your car, hold it. I want to make sure I understand this. If the car's older than 25 years, it doesn't require to be tested for emissions. I guess the emission standards 25 years ago were a little more lax, which kind of makes some sense. But you'd think that those are the cars that you want to do more emissions checks on. But maybe what do I know? What do I know? It's too direct, too hot, creates too many shadows of improperly used, and most lights really mess with the colors. Yeah, but see, okay, Dwayne, I'll challenge you on that latter one first. Club should have a lighting plan for shows. Correct. Yep. So would incandescent pen lights be more to your liking? The county is trying to get rid of e-check also. Interesting. All emissions tests. I'm not sure that's a good idea, but I don't know the laws well enough or the reasons why and why not well enough. So I like pen lights because it does give you the ability to create the shadows to see is it. I'm gonna end it in a way that I think will be helpful, Dwayne. I think it gives you the opportunity to see whether or not a model is or is not that does have a mold line, a seam line, or anything like that that needed to be removed. The caveat to that is that if you are therefore judging Gundam, you need to know Gundam. If you're in the same way that I think the same kind of rules apply to armor. You probably are familiar enough with the model that is why you would do that. But I think lights are very, very helpful. I use them, and they've been very, very helpful. I just realized I should probably check to see that these teeth are aligned. But again, I think it also comes down to, you are looking at faults. The thing about color shift, though, is you're not judging on color accuracy. I don't judge on color accuracy. So that's a different conversation. I said it was spicy. Oh, I don't think this is spicy. I think your concern is legitimate, and I would agree with you. If you're using a light to weaponize it against a model or or if you're and I'm going to say this, an incompetent judge, somebody who's not familiar with the subject, then yeah, that's a bad thing. Hate it when you apply paint to a project and bam, a flaw becomes evident. Do I start over or just run with it? And Mr. Surface 500 would hide fix it. Mike, that's a tough one. Dude, I said it was spicy. I like the way I said it was spicy. Mike, I'm really sorry, boy. I don't know. The thing is, here's the thing. Judging aside, can you live with it? Can you live with it? I popped a seam while painting the other day. I'm not going to fix it though. And that's fine. Again, ultimately, here's what it comes down to. You get to determine, judging aside, this has got nothing to, it's like you get to look at your model and say, yeah, it's worth it or it's not. Okay, I'm going to use the example. I've used this one before. It's been a little while. Anybody remember the film THX 1138? Love that film. One of Lucas's best films. He became a shit director. A couple movies after that, after Star Wars, just yeah. But then I think he quit directing. He just became a movie mogul. And anyway, that aside, THX 1138 at the very end, as 1138 is trying, the THX is trying to escape. He has he's got these police officers that are chasing him, and there's a dollar figure that's kind of being run up, like how much it's costing to catch him. And they get to a point where they're getting closer and closer, but they've reached that limit that they have to stop, and they've been authorized to exceed it. Now they've exceeded it. And now they've gotten to a point where the powers that be say, yeah, it's not worth it. Pull it back. It's kind of how I feel about a model. It's like, I'm working on this. I'm working on it. I've just put 100, 110%, and it's still a problem. Do I want to continue or do I want to stop? Personal judgment. Anything 1995 or older, they don't have emissions inspection equipment anymore. 96 is when they introduced which standardized both plug-in software. No, interesting. Did not know. Thank you for educating, Ray. If it is not something you are entering in a comp and it is not too bad, you might just run. But you could also enter into a comp. Please keep in mind, if you're entering into a competition, you're entering it to show it. You don't worry about the award. You should be happy with the work, proud of the work that you've done, right? This was a great film for sure. I love that film. It's too easy a tool to misuse, and lights can be pretty fully remove magentas. It can change weathering effects, appearance. There's no standardized light, and some are really awful. I agree. Lights are not used for that purpose. Lights are used to look at the fit and finish, not to look at paint, not to look at weathering. I don't ever shine a light on it to see, okay, how did the weathering come out? How did the paint come out? I'm looking at it from a construction perspective only. Again, this is where you have to understand how judging is done, not you, Dwayne, but how a judge needs to understand how judging is done. Not comp and look at it once I complete assembly. It may be hidden for the most part. It will be display only table model. There you go. See, and that's what it comes down to. I'm not going to put my model on I'm not going to put the bat plane. It's the only model I'm bringing this year. I'm not going to put the bat plane on competition table. Why? Because I just don't care. I want people to see it, and that's all that matters. So I think it's important that if you do compete, please understand when you're competing, are you putting a model on there to see how good you do? Or I want to show what I'm doing to people? Because if there's competitions that have no display tables, you got to have someplace to show your stuff. Damn, I got 4 minutes left. Pretend I did state vehicle inspections for like okay, I'll pretend that, Ray. My replies. Judges said what you said. Venue lighting modelers were not fans of lights for similar reasons. Yeah, I think it's a tool to be used. That's like saying, my God, hammer should never be used. Well, you might need a hammer. If you're using a hammer to pound in a screw, that's probably not a good example. If you're using a hammer to install glass, it's probably not a good thing to do. But if you're using it to pound a nail, yeah, it's probably a good tool. And the same thing with the light. Light can be a very good tool depending on what you're looking for. But if you're using it all over and just saying, oh, the colors, look at the inaccuracy here. No. Again, it's a tool. Like me, it's a tool. I've had judges looking at my and not construction with lights. Yeah. See that again. There are no standards. It's the unfortunate thing. There are no standards. I don't see how you can do that. You know, I can see if you got a flaw in your paint, like, oh my God, you cast the light so you can see that, oh, see, there's a streak there. Like maybe like the paint ran. That's something you can use the light to kind of check for a shadow. That to me comes back to construction. Let's make standards. Good fucking luck. If you can make that happen, Dwayne, awesome. I'm starting at my local level. We're going to go from there. Good fucking luck. And I don't say that with any facetiousness. All right. Do I want to start these guys? What the hell is that? Oh, wow. That's interesting. Ooh, one of these broke. That's okay. I know how to fix. You can actually see the, what are these called? These are called the return rollers. And if you take a look at them, they're right here. 3 of the 4 have these pegs. 1 is missing. Ooh, it's okay. We'll fix that tomorrow. I have standards. They're pretty low, but I have them. Ray, they're my kind of standards. I'm starting the Kelvin Crusade. Nice. All right, my friends, time for me to get going here. Get the work day started. Let's see how that goes. Now that the model Fiesta folks are developing a standard sheet. Great. Now try to universalize it. And I think that's where things get really difficult. That's been the problem, Dwayne. It's trying to take a standard and move it across. But even then, it's actually, I'm happy to hear that there's some standardizations happening. Later, fellas. Ken, have a good one. Enjoy the street corner this morning, and hopefully you'll get some personal work done during work hours. Someone is pegging tomorrow. Oh, yeah, I'll be pegging. Stay safe and stay sane, everybody. Thanks for being on this morning. I do appreciate it. So anyway, lots of good conversations coming your way. Looking forward to it, Dwayne. I am looking forward to it. I tell you, everyone, and see you all tomorrow. Tony, have a good one, my friend. All right, go out there and do good. Brighten the world as much as you can. Every day it's getting nuttier. And the only way that's going to get better is when we as individuals improve things. Show respect to people. Do right by people. Do the dignity thing, etc. Be back on tomorrow, same time, same channel. Enjoy. Love you all. Catch you on the flip. Peace.